striped elephant that represents the mighty Kerala. So we can have a glance through the GDP comparison of top 10 states. Starting with Maharashtra, it is 32.24 lakh crore. Tamil Nadu 20.91, it's self-explanatory. And we can see Kerala is in the 10th position, that is 9.78 lakh crore. So this is the position of Kerala. This is the contribution of GDP, contribution of Kerala into national GDP. So Kerala contributes only 4% to the Indian economy as of now. So we have to create the future. And Kerala is one of the highest receivers of overall remittance to India from abroad, around 32 to 35% of the state GDP. So remittance from global capitalism are carrying the whole Kerala economy. There's a saying like that. So as we all know, Kerala was not a consumer state. In fact, we started foreign trade in this continent. So the region of Kerala, we were engaged in the trading activities from 3rd millennium BCE with Sumerians, Babylonians, Greek, Egyptians, Romans, Jews, Arabs, Chinese. So they were attracted by so many commodities like spices, ivory, the cotton, obviously, or even some of the gemstones and all those things. So now we have to uphold the proud as a Malayali. We don't need to depend upon any other state or central government. That should be our objective. We should be self-sufficient. We should be a standalone state in future. That should be our dream. That's the whole idea about. So for that, we have to align private sector with the government. The private sector or government cannot do anything if we are working in the silos. So we have to work together to create this. So how Kerala can become a standalone state. So we are. So we need a paradigm shift in tourism. A new normal should be implemented in tourism. Right now, tourism is limited to certain places like Munnar, Alappuzha, Thekkady, and Kovalam. So whenever somebody wants to visit Kerala, most of the tourists are preferring these places. But Kerala is not like that. There are so many other places to explore. So we have to project our hidden gems. We have a rich tradition. We have a tropical climate. So we have to project our hidden gems before the world. So once the pandemic is almost settled, I'm sure that most of the people in other part of India, they will be traveling to Kerala because they are scared to travel abroad. So they will be preferring to travel to Kerala because Kerala has already gained a label of as a health capital or something, health capital and a destination of health and a place where the public health system is very efficient, something like that. So we have to, they will not be afraid of traveling to Kerala because they are sure that they will get good care. So we have to project our hidden gems before those tourists, especially domestic tourists I'm telling about. So we have to invite them to explore our cultural treasures. We have so many churches, we have so many temples, so many other religious institutions, and we have so many arts. Even our arts, it cannot be excused into just a Kathakali or Ottanthozhil or something like that. We have rich an array of arts which is yet to be explored. And we can set up a homestay in each panchayat. It should be closely monitored by the local self-government, the local administration authority, and which meets all the international standards. We can set up homestay in each panchayat, which facilitate domestic tourists to stay there and explore the local cuisine and local culture. So let them experience the local cuisine along with the family members. Because those who are staying in Alapi or Munnar or somewhere, homestay is, they are familiar with the concept of homestay, but not the people in other part of Kerala. So the entire Kerala should be spread with homestays and places to welcome tourists. Trained tourist guide in each panchayat so that they can take tourists to various places where they can explore the different hidden treasures of all that particular geographical region, because they are familiar with the dynamics of that particular area. And second focus area is as a wellness hub to the world. As I already told that we have already gained the label as a health capital or a state with one of the most efficient public health system in the country. So we have to take leverage of that. We have to piggyback to that. And we already have the most efficient healthcare system in the country, and we have well-known hospitals. We have efficient medical practitioners, doctors, and we are known as the adobe of authentic Ayurveda. So we have to take leverage of that now. And we have best-in-class homeo physicians in Kerala. There are so many good homeo physicians. They are treating their patients. Even most of them are hate to open to the publicity. And third focus area is green manufacturing. That is, we have a potential to be a trusted food source to the world, because India is the second largest producer of food grains or food items next to China. But Kerala has the potential to become the kitchen to the world. We have the processing facilities. Considering the geographical type of Kerala, we cannot set up large industries here, considering the population density, availability of land, pollution, and all those things, because we don't have vacant land here. When we travel from Kasaragod to Kanyakumari, we can hardly see vacant spaces. We don't have vacant spaces. So small food industries processing good food can be set up all over the state. And we can focus on non-food manufacturing like IT-enabled services, electronics, biotechnology. And we have already developed instant testing kits for COVID, that is in Kochi. And recently when I installed a fiber modem a couple of days back in my new factory, I found that is not made in China, not made in Taiwan, but that is made in this Kuthatula. I felt really proud of that, because that's working fine. The quality of that particular modem is as good as any other modem which we purchase from the market, which is imported from China. So we have potential. We have people who can create such wonders. So it's a hub of green manufacturing. And another obvious advantage we have is that we have proximity to port. Even from any part of Kerala, we can access the port within a time of around 5 or 6 hours. So even from those who are located in the districts of Kottayam or Idukki or Thrissur, they can access the port within 2 hours maximum. Because we have one of the best ports available in the region, and it is very close to international ship route. And we have the highest number of international airline connections in southern region, because around 2.5 million Malayalis are staying in Middle East. So we have frequent connectivity to Middle East. So we have a potential to be a logistics hub here, especially for packed foods and frozen foods and all those things. So this project, this private-public partnership, what we say, it should have a monitoring and audit mechanism so that this initiative should be open to public. Perfect. So we should have an inclusive movement for this, and we should have an objective. Right now, our objectives are scattered. Even each of the tourist operators or people, the tourism fraternity, they are focused into their own gains, but actually that can be shifted to a common goal, bringing the economy back, bringing the state economy back through tourism, which was the pillar of our economy, our state economy. So that can be, it can be an inclusive movement which is led by everyone, and I'm sure that there will be. It is the cake is very big, and everyone will have a slice to have. I completely agree with your opinion. In fact, actually, the government is, I presume the government is very supportive, but right now their priority is health only, saving the lives of people. I think immediately after that, the government is open to these kind of projects, and they are ready to work for the betterment of the state. And most of the, even whenever we meet the ministers and many other government officials, they are open to it. But what they told that actually our first priority is controlling the pandemic or containing the pandemic. So after that, certainly we will work together. We are ready to hear. We are ready to listen to you. So I think the government ecosystem will be ready or equipped to implement such projects. So as of now, comparing with the availability of power, Kerala is better than any other state because we are running business in multiple states. So they also have power cuts and power failures and all those things. So one thing we don't have is we don't have enough industrial park which is uh, equipped to operate small industries as MSMEs. We need industrial parks in Kerala. We need more industrial parks because most of the times we cannot run industry in open areas or public areas, especially in residential sectors. So for that, we need more industrial parks. Government has a plan to set up around 20-25 industrial parks in Kerala as part of industrial corridor. So the infra is waiting for some grants from the government, the central government now. They are planning. They are planning around 5 or 6 industrial parks exclusively for food and spices. So I think if we have more industrial parks in Kerala, the industrialization will be much easier and much faster. So what I do believe is there is no such thing called different industry or different type of business. Each business has its own uniqueness. കാരണം ഓരോ ബിസിനസ്സിനും ഒരു ബിസിനസ് മോഡൽ വേറൊരു ബിസിനസ്സിന് ഒരിക്കലും എന്താ പറയുക കോപ്പി ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. കാരണം എൻ്റെ ബിസിനസ് മോഡൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മറ്റൊരാളുടെ ബിസിനസ് മോഡൽ ഒരിക്കലും മറ്റൊരാൾക്ക് റിപ്ലിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. ദാറ്റ്സ് വാട്ട് ഐ ഡു ബിലീവ്. സോ ഈച്ച് ബിസിനസ് ഈസ് യൂണിക്. So then the second word is strategy should be your mantra. What exactly strategy? It is a response to the environment. Whatever arises, we have to respond to that. So അതാണ് ആ ഒരു ആറ്റിറ്റ്യൂഡാണ് ശരിക്കും ഏതൊരു ഓണ്ടർപ്രണർക്കും വേണ്ടത്. അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് സ്മൂത്തായിട്ട് തന്നെ സ്മൂത്ത്നെസ്, വി കനോട്ട് എക്സ്പെക്ട് സ്മൂത്ത്നെസ് ഇൻ ബിസിനസ്. So we can run the industry very well. We should be ready to face challenges. So in fact, we should be enjoying the process of resolving those problems. Question number 1, is it the right time to start a new business? So it depends upon the type of business that you are going to start. If you want to start a travel and tourism industry or a resort, better no. I should say no. If you want to set up any other industry which is closely connected to essential sector, then you have a scope. So all about the question number 1, it's all about the type of industry that you are about to start. Industrial paradigms എല്ലാം മാറിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. എല്ലാത്തിനും ഒരു ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി ഉണ്ട്. വി ഹാവ് ആൻ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി ഇൻ എവറി ഡിഫിക്കൽറ്റി. കാരണം ഏതൊരു സിറ്റുവേഷൻ എടുത്താലും അവിടെ നമുക്ക് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ ഒരു ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി ഉണ്ടാവും. കാരണം ഐ വിൽ ടെൽ ആൻ എക്സാമ്പിൾ. യെസ്റ്റർഡേ ഐ ഗോട്ട് എ interesting mail from a travel agent. I'm pretty sure that most of the travel agents are sitting idle. They don't have any work to do. They are diverting to other business. So I got a call from a travel agent, and he sent a mail also. Sir, I know that you have workers, you have staff residing in, or they have gone back to their native places like Bihar or Bengal or Orissa. So we have a facility to bring them back. Per passenger, you have to pay us 20,000. So that's quite interesting. They will face all the challenges. They will prepare all the documentation. They will do the registration in Orca. We don't have to worry about that. And they will arrange the flight ticket for them. They will bring them here. They will keep the workers in quarantine for 7 to 18 days, what the government says. So it seems to be very interesting that they have found an opportunity, because we had a requirement of bringing the staff from Bihar, because most of our staffs are stuck there. They are ready to come back, but we don't have what we say enough manpower to work behind this. So we outsourced that particular work to this agency, and our 6 or 7 staff reached yesterday. Now they are in. Seems to be interesting because we have opportunity everywhere. We should be able to, just like the ideas are hovering around us, like a parachute. We should be able to use it. So basically, we do believe in giving back to the society, because our customers, they helped us to grow. They helped us to reach at the position where we are now. So it's our responsibility to give it back. So a snapshot of our activities, we were mainly focusing into education, helping students, they are financially challenged till the pandemic. So after the pandemic, actually, during the pandemic situation, we gave around foodstuff to around 1 lakh packed meals all over Kerala, tying up with police and many other NGOs. And we also gave support to government hospitals in the form of PPE kits, ICU beds, and all those things. Now we are initiating. Now, 2 days back, we celebrated our 33rd anniversary. Now we decided to adopt some of the primary health centers and renovate it completely. In addition to it, we gave this one televisions to around 250 tribal students, so that they can see and they can watch Victor's channel, and they can continue their educations. And there are more activities. I don't remember it all.